All right, I got another question here. Sometimes talking about DEI leads to blaming and shaming of the dominant groups. How do we redirect those conversations to something more constructive without shutting down meaningful conversation? Well, the conversation itself is actually not the problem. It's the lack of our, being a part of the dominant group in the workplace. We don't have the muscle memory. We don't have the practice. We don't have role models on how to have these kinds of conversations. We don't know how to deal with them, and we're used to having all the answers. At least we believe we do. So it's uncomfortable because we're in a place of risk. We're in a place of, I don't know all the answers and I don't want to say the wrong thing. And so there's a saying that those who are used to privilege, any kind of equality feels like oppression. So actually openly having a conversation about racism or DEI in general, we couldn't even we didn't really talk about racism within the workplace until after the murder of George Floyd. And so we don't have the practice, we don't have the muscle memory. And if we do have any kind of role models, they tend to be really horrible role models, which is like, shut it down. We're not going to talk about politics here, but our race, our gender, our disabilities, our sexual orientation and gender expression, all of that has been politicized. So it has everything to do with the workplace because the outside comes into the inside. So having productive conversations really comes down to listening and staying curious. Staying curious. Even when we say something and somebody else says something different, we're all coming from our own lens of our own limited experience. Okay? The opportunity here that we are missing out on is learning from other people's experiences, believing them, validating them, and understanding that other people are having a different experience than us. Then getting into co-creation. Once there's been a lot of listening and hopefully some trust building, then there's some co-creative opportunities there to say, I don't like that you had that experience. That's not okay. If you've had that experience here on this team or in this organization that I'm so proud of, I'm not okay with you having that experience here. What can I do to help? What do I need to learn and what do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? But also, what do I need to take action on within myself and my own learning in order to be in a co-creative process so we can make this a better workplace for all of us. If you want to learn more about these techniques, talk to me. Set up a time on my website. Okay, we can do a free strategy session and let's talk about the situation that you're in. And we'll talk through some ideas of ways that you can handle the hesitancy, the pushback, wanting to get to the goal of meaningful conversation. There's some steps before we can get to that. Okay, but everyone's got a role in DEI. So step into yours and meet up with me and let's have a conversation about it. All right, I'll see you then.